Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. It's going to be a good morning. I can't sing, but it's not my fault. It's my mother's fault because she did not put me in singing lessons. Instead, she put me in dance and expected me to make a career out of it. And you can't make a career if you can't sing. Therefore, I'm a farmer. Sorry. It's gonna be one of those days. It's gonna be one of those days, y'all. I'm feeling a little silly today. Feeling a little silly because I'm sipping on my Kool-Aid. Is this cup not beautiful? You know, I told you guys that Shane and I used to sell Kodiak cups. This is a Kodiak cup. This is what Shane and I used to sell. And when they came out with this color, I was like ripped up excited. And I'm drinking this morning spiked Kool-Aid. Just kidding. If you're joining me for the first time, I do not drink alcohol, just to let you know. But I told this story when I was live with Larry when Larry was in the bed and I was laying beside him, talking and asking him questions, and it suddenly brought back this memory of when I was in. Now, I had already graduated high school. Like, I should have known better, but someone told me, y'all, this is so stupid, okay? But I was trying to find something to put my hair up with. Someone told me that if you smoke cigarettes, it helps you not eat. So, me and my crazy self decided, I guess I was old enough to buy cigarettes. So, someone told me that, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to lose weight. I'm going to start smoking cigarettes. And so I went and bought a pack of cigarettes, and I was in Birmingham, and I had to drive all the way to Aniana because I was going to be the Kool-Aid lady. I was dressing up like the Kool-Aid man. You know what I'm talking about? My God. I was dressing up in the grocery store as the Kool-Aid man. So I bought my pack of cigarettes in Birmingham, and I drove from Birmingham to Aniana, which is roughly an hour and a half drive. And I smoked cigarettes back to back from Birmingham to Aniana. And by the time I got to Aniana and had to be the Kool-Aid man, I was vomiting, and I was feeling like I was going to pass out because I smoked so many cigarettes from Birmingham to Aniana, and I had to call my grandmother to come pick me up, and I couldn't be the Kool-Aid man because I smoked too many cigarettes. Welcome to the life of Judy, okay? You never know what you're going to get with me. I tell it like it is. I have, let's see how many today. I am a train wreck most days. I have 89,607 followers on Facebook, which means I've gotten almost 4,000 new followers in the past 2 days. And so I feel like I need to sort of introduce myself in case we have new people here from Facebook. Also on YouTube, my last video, man, I had good views. I had like 7,000 views on my last video, and I was like, praise Jesus, somebody cares. Somebody cares. And so I have a lot of new subscribers on YouTube and a lot of new followers on Facebook. And so I just want to let you know, welcome to the train wreck show. Okay. I wake up every morning. I'm a total train wreck. I'm this weirdo that gets ready in the morning. It's just who I am. I'm really a girly girl, but I hope more guys join my live because listen, I respect men tremendously. Like my husband is our rock star, and I did this reel. I'm taking my glasses off. Okay. Um um sorry, I got distracted. Um Along with new followers and new subscribers, comes a lot of people that don't know me. I feel like it's almost like I feel like I have to start all over again. Social media is so hard. It's like I have to start all over again, weed out the people that are going to be judgmental, weed out the people that are not good for you. Like, believe it or not, as a creator, I'll look after you as well. I do. Like, if there's like somebody here that shouldn't be here, or, you know, I try my best to take care of you as well. So y'all be careful, okay? Okay, I just got totally distracted because of comments. So that's why it's good for me to take my glasses off. If you are new to my page, don't ever donate to anyone, period. Do not. Okay? Social media can not be a safe place. So, unless you hear it from a creator's mouth, you know, just you be careful. And I'm gonna tell you, getting my preaching stick out. Don't ever, I'm gonna say it again, don't ever give to anybody on social media that you do not know. Okay? Not even if someone says they're Aunt Judy and they're in need. Okay? Do not give to anyone on social media. Period. End of discussion. Okay? If you have this burning desire to give, always check with your family first before giving anything. Okay? Because you never know. There are scammers everywhere, all over social media. Be careful. I love y'all with all my heart. And the last thing that I ever want to see is you scammed from my page. I try my best to go out there. As a matter of fact, I will do it now. I try my best to go out there, and Chris is trying to moderate my page, but don't ever, oh wait, where am I at? Don't ever do that, y'all. I can't find me live on, I'm sorry that this is a distraction real quick, but someone on Facebook. And sometimes, there I am. Let me go to my comments. Oh, that's me. Hang on. Let's see. How do I delete this? Oh, there we go. That Sam guy on that is asking for money on my page has been banned. So if you're on YouTube, you're probably not knowing what we're talking about. Someone just came on my page from Facebook saying that he had lung cancer and is asking for money. Do not ever do that. Do you hear me? I love y'all. Do not ever do that. We as human beings with a tender heart go, oh my gosh, she's got lung cancer. He said he had a year to live. Don't ever do that. Okay? Don't ever do that. Okay. I'm going to take my glasses off and try to get myself together. Okay. Let's try to start over. So with growth comes growth pains. It's part of every business that is in business, okay, especially small businesses. There's growth pain. And unfortunately, when you get a lot of new followers, no one knows who I am. No one knows why I'm getting ready in the morning. And it's almost like we have to start all over. And so bear with us as people get to know who our page, who this page is and what we're all about and so forth. Just try to be kind, but don't ever give to anyone. Ever give to anyone. Okay. I want to talk about Thursday. So I went live Wednesday, and I want to tell y'all the lesson that I learned from Thursday. So this past week, I told you guys that I lost my ability. I lost everything on Facebook. I lost my ability to post. I lost my ability to make any income. I lost everything. And when that happened, I said, how am I going to take care of Larry and keep my farm running? Because now I'm not making a dime on social media. And I thought when Larry started declining rapidly, I thought what I was supposed to do is close my farm to the public, just do social media, and in hopes that I would break even to pay for my feed. And then I would spend this last, I don't know how long Larry has to live, but I thought I would spend this time with Larry and just close my farm to the public. Well, when Facebook swooped that out from under my feet, I was like, now what? I can't afford to take care of Larry. So now what am I going to do? So it forced me to go. I told Shane, I said, I'm going to have to be open to the public. I don't know how I'm going to do this. And so I talked to hospice about it, and they said, well, Judy, there's this agency that has caregivers, and we do a background check. We do a drug test. We do a driving test. Like these caregivers that come into your house are screened like tremendously. And so I decided, okay, obviously God is wanting me to keep my farm open for some reason, because I can't afford to close it. And so Thursday came, and I had a field, I had a frog in my throat. I had a field trip that was already planned, and it had been planned actually for a year. And so when the field trip came, I was expecting 36 people. Well, they kept coming, and they kept coming, and they kept coming. I was like, I think this is more than 36 people. And it ended up being over 50 people. And it was actually a blessing because I was able to make more money that day to pay for my feed. And I was like, wow. And so sometimes, like when you're trying to make a decision, and a lot of times people go, I can't feel God around me. I can't figure out what I'm supposed to be doing. I can't, like, sometimes it feels confusion. And I felt that on Wednesday when I was live. I was like, wait a minute. I thought I was supposed to quit my farm and take care of Larry during these last months. Like, that's what I would think God would want me to do, is take care of my stepdad. That's what I really felt in my heart that I was supposed to do. And then when Facebook took it away, there was confusion. And I was like, does this mean that I'm not supposed to be taking care of Larry? But if I take you back in time, if you've been following me for a while, I've said this in the past. I hate being a caregiver. I want to be his daughter. When I'm having to play caregiver, it's almost like he thinks I'm mean, because I'm like, hey, you can't get up without calling me. You're gonna fall. Those are things caregivers say. Put your oxygen back on. And then I become the mean person that's making him wear oxygen, and he don't want to wear oxygen, or I'm forcing liquids down him and he doesn't want to do it. And when I become a caregiver, it's like there is an imbalance in our relationship. But when I'm his daughter, I'm laying in the bed with him, on my live, and I'm asking him questions that are building memories. I'm sitting there. I'm able to be his daughter and not his caregiver. And so at the time, I thought I was supposed to quit my job and be caregiver, and I was not enjoying it at all. It's not fun. It's terrible because Larry is very bullheaded, want to do things his way, and I'm forcing him to do things that he doesn't want to do, and it's causing a lot of friction in my house, because then Shane comes home from work. I'm mad because Larry won't do what he's supposed to be doing, so then I'm mad, so then it causes a disconnect in my marriage, because the last thing Shane wants to do is come home from work and I'm bawling my eyes out because Larry did this, So it's been confusion, but it's taken me a minute to figure all this out, because I thought I was supposed to quit Sneed's farmhouse and take care of him, because that seemed like that was the right thing to do. And at the time I was like, this is the last thing I can do for him before he passes away. This is something I can give him, is a safe place to lay and pass away here. And I thought that's what I was supposed to do. And I feel like when Facebook was jerked out from under me, I couldn't do that because I couldn't afford to pay for my feed. And so at that moment, and then Thursday came and the field trip came, and there was 50 people instead of 36. In my brain, I'm like, oh, that's how many bags of feed? Like, oh my gosh. Well, that happened. Then I got a generous donation from one of my followers that was a blessing beyond belief. Then, let's see, that was Thursday. On Friday, what happened Friday? All these things started happening, okay? All these things started happening, and I realized that my farm was supposed to be opened. Oh, I know. The caregiver came on Thursday to stay with Larry while I did the field trip. That lady was washing my dishes. She was just in conversation with Larry. She was helping him it was wonderful that I could go out to the farm and not worry about Larry. Then another person blessed me with cameras. And that's not something that I've ever thought about getting. But when you have someone in your house that's bedridden, you pretty much can't leave your house. You can't go to the grocery store, because if you go to the grocery store and leave that loved one in the bed, you're like, is the house on fire? Is he in the floor? What if someone robs the house and I can't see? It's like you can't sit at ease. So this past week, I was able to go to the grocery store, and I don't get to go to the grocery store very often. I usually have to order my groceries because I can't leave Larry. So, and that can become expensive when you order your groceries because you have to pay for a tip and you have to pay for a delivery fee and all this stuff. Well, when the cameras were given to me, I told you guys I went and put them in Larry's bedroom, and I ticked him off, buddy. I ticked him off. I ticked him off good. He did not like that at all. And I told you guys that I had to sit and explain to him why I was putting cameras in his room. It was not to spy on him. It's where I could go to the grocery store and take care of him too and make sure the house was not on fire because I could call 911 or whatever. And as things were unraveling this past weekend, it was almost like I was getting a sense of peace that I was doing what I was supposed to be doing. Then, let's see. I think it was Saturday. Facebook started allowing me to make posts. They will not let me upload videos. I don't know why, whatever. I'm just like so frustrated. But I'm able to upload video. I mean, I'm not able to upload videos on Facebook, but I can upload reels and I can post pictures, but I cannot put a 1-minute video. And this is the difference in YouTube and Facebook. YouTube is nothing like this. YouTube is creator friendly and user friendly. It is. And I along, not just me, but other creators try to tell y'all to go to YouTube. It's much easier. It's much easier. And there is still ugly comments sometimes, but you don't get like the reel that I posted. I posted a reel 2 weeks ago, okay, on Facebook. And I'm going to set the stage. That particular day, okay? And I said this on another live, but I'm going to go in more detail. But that particular day, Shane said, "Hey, Judy, I've bought a piece of equipment." What is this? What? I bought a piece of equipment. Do you want to go with me to pick it up? I'm like, "What'd you buy?" And he said, "I think it's a disc." And I don't know what a disc is. I'm a city girl, okay? I'm a city slicker. And so he said, "I'm buying a disc. Do you want to go with me to get it?" And I said, "Sure." So we drove to get this disc. And I said, "What are you buying this for?" He said, "Green Acres." Green Acres is our cabin. We have a cabin. It's a hunting cabin. We own a cabin, and we own, I think it's 3 acres. I can't remember exactly. And then Shane leases 600 acres around the house, and he's done it his whole life. Him and his dad have always leased this property to hunt on. So he told me he bought the disc for the hunting club. I said, "Okay." We get home, and I've cooked supper, and I can't find the son of a gun, and he won't answer the phone. I'm over here with a hot supper on the table, and I can't find Shane. So then it prompted me to get in the side-by-side and go look for him. Well, when I went down to the creek, that son of a gun was down there destroying the yard. And so me and my little funny self, I said, if he's going to destroy the yard, I am too. And I started doing donuts down there. Do y'all remember the reel? If you're not on YouTube, you probably don't know. But I started doing donuts because I'm a funny person. And Shane was laughing his head off at me doing donuts because he was tearing up the yard. And what he was doing is he was testing out his new toy. So I filmed a reel and I asked the men, I said, because Shane was on the tractor, so I couldn't say, dude, what are you doing? Why are you tearing up the yard? And we were not in our yard where the garden is. We were down at the creek where there's no garden. Okay. So he's down there just tearing up the yard, like going in circles, tearing up the yard. And I'm like, so I did a reel and I said, hey, you guys, please. And I was, Shane and I flirt in a weird way. We kind of flirt by cutting each other down. I know it's weird, but it's Shane and I both are funny people. So, like, we cut each other down, but we're flirting. So I was on the video and I said, hey, men, why the crap is my husband tearing up our yard? I mean, look at him. He's just going in freaking circles, tearing up our yard. I did something like that. Okay. Oh, shoot. The stupid curling iron quit. I don't know why this thing does this. So I did that reel. Well, it went viral for a minute. It went viral like 2 weeks ago for just a minute. I mean, like just a couple of days, it started like blowing up and then it stopped. Okay. So it really, it had some views, but it wasn't like crazy views. Then all of a sudden, it's going viral, but I have pissed men off by saying that. Okay. When I tell you in my career of being a creator and things going viral, I said this before, but the good stuff does not go viral. Spreading good cheer to people, and group homes here making a difference, kids coming to my farm, none of that goes viral. It's the stuff like, hey, there's about to be a two-headed cow, meaning Dee Dee's head and the calf was about to pop out. That goes viral, and then people call the police on me. But I ticked men off because I guess I was being my little flirty self with Shane, saying, hey, man, why is this? I didn't call him a jackleg, but I said, hey, why is he out there going in circles, tearing up my yard? Dadgummit. Like I was talking like that kind of. And so these comments are god awful. If you're on YouTube, these comments are telling me to shut the F up, shut my effing mouth, go in there and fix him a sandwich, go in there and wash the clothes. This ain't your property. Then someone thinks that there's this, some of the people think that there's this guy has just showed up on my property. Where they got that, I don't know. This guy's just showed up on my property and they're tearing my yard up, and I don't know who he is, and I need to call the police. Like, it is out of control. And for 2 days, bing, bing, notifications are going crazy. Crazy. But when things like this happen, in other words, try to relate to me in some way. When you're misunderstood in life, maybe your family has misunderstood you, Maybe friends have misunderstood you. Maybe they don't understand your sense of humor. They think you think this is so funny and it's not. Like, you're misunderstood. Okay? It happens to every single one of us here. People misunderstand us all the time. They don't understand our sense of humor. They just don't they interpret something that you say, which is you're like, they say something and you're like, that's not what I meant. Oh, that's what you said. That's not what I meant. And like, there causes, when you're misunderstood, it causes chaos. Total chaos. Okay. And there was a time, I remember this day vividly. Last year, or a year and a half ago, when I met Jason and Brooke from Cog Hill Farm, I had something go viral. And I think it had something to do with the chicken. I don't remember. And I mean, I got ripped a new one and I got my feelings hurt. And I ended up taking the video down because my feelings were so hurt by these strangers. And Brooke went, why did you take that video down? I'm like, did you not see, Brooke? I was getting ripped a new one. And she's like, Judy, that's not how it works. Don't take your videos down. I'm like, but Brooke, people were being so mean to me. So there was a time in my life as a young creator where things hurt my feelings. I was misunderstood. People hurt my feelings. And I would take things down. And I would sit there and go, that's not what I meant. I would try to explain myself. A year later, I sit back, and when people are telling me to shut the F up and shut my effing mouth and go fix my husband a sandwich, and the reason he's on the tractor is because I don't give him enough, you know what, and all these things, I'm laughing my butt off now. But it's taken me a year to get thick enough skin to not worry about what people think of me. You know how I tell you that here we are working on being the best version of ourselves. That doesn't mean that I should be like Tina, or I should be like Alyssa, or I should be like Tony, or I should be like Kama. No, I need to be the best version of Judy. I need to constantly be checking myself to go, okay, was I out of line? Let me look for within to see what my ownership is. Like I was strong enough to look at that reel and go, okay, what is my ownership? Why are these guys ripping me a new one? What is my ownership in this? My ownership is, when I go back and watch that reel, I sound like a snotty-nosed woman. I do. Go back and watch it. I sound like this snothead. I mean, if you don't know me, and you got to remember, when you post shorts on social media, shorts on YouTube, or reels on Facebook, they go to people that don't know their Aunt Judy. So I'm judged by what's in the video. So I look like this snotty-nosed woman that hates men, that I'm a woman activist, and like I'm going to run for president and I'm making men mad. That's what it comes across. So am I mad at these people for saying these god-awful things to me? Not really. I mean, I can't personally imagine scrolling through a short and disagreeing with someone and saying, shut your effing mouth. I can't imagine doing that. My mama taught me better. Yeah, I just can't imagine. I can't imagine doing that. But if y'all haven't read those comments, y'all should go just read 10 of them. But I was talking to one of my friends about it, and I was like, They were like, I cannot believe these men are saying these things to you. I said, well, you know what? It's better than calling animal control and the Better Business Bureau and the IRS, because last year when something went viral, I had the Better Business Bureau sending me letters, the animal control police showing up at my field trips saying that I mistreat my animals, and I had the IRS call saying that I was someone had reported me not doing my taxes right. I'll take shut the F up all day long over that. Okay. Okay. Like, it's just part of being a creator. But what should we, as backup dancers, what should we be learning from this? There's lessons to be taught in everything. We have to constantly be working on balance. I tell you, in order to have balance, you have to be physically, spiritually, mentally, and emotionally in balance to be the best version of yourself. Okay? Part of that is having thick skin. Part of that is going, wow, someone just told me to shut the F up. And I don't even know this joker, But like, it's part of going, okay, I'm being misunderstood. Being the best version of yourself is going, hey, I'm being misunderstood right now. What do I need to do? I need to go look at myself in the mirror and go, what did you mean by that reel? Were you bashing men? I was flirting with my husband. I was calling him a jackal. Look at this fool out here tearing up my yard. I was misunderstood, but I know my heart and I know within what I meant. And when you're misunderstood, you got to stand in front of the mirror and go, what did you mean by saying that? Because sometimes you're wrong. Sometimes when you check yourself and say, I need to check myself and see what was my intention. What did I really mean? What was my, when I was in that moment, what did I mean? I was being funny. When I was in that moment of videoing that, I was being hilarious. I was out there doing donuts with him tearing it up. I'm a funny person. As a matter of fact, there's another, I have 2 reels going viral right now. The other reel is I walked out, and understand this too. If I'm on YouTube doing a reel, I can't post it to Facebook. If I'm on Facebook doing a reel, I can't. And my stuff, my shorts on YouTube are not going viral. I guess they think, I don't know, they're not going viral. But everything on Facebook is going viral. So I walked out there that morning. God loves Shane. I told Shane, I said, everything that goes viral is involving Shane. It is. It's involving. Shane was putting the chickens up, and that jackleg did not close one of my chicken coops. So I walked out there to find my chickens out, and I was like, "Why are my chickens out?" And then I noted, so I grabbed the phone real quick, not knowing what was happening, and I started doing a reel. A short is 15 seconds or 60 seconds. If you don't hit the 60-second button before you hit play, it cuts it off at 15 seconds. Okay? There's like steps involved. Okay? So I'm out there filming, talking about, why are my chickens out? Shane was supposed to put the chickens up, and my chickens are out. All of a sudden, in the middle of the reel, I noticed that the screen is off the coop. And I'm like, oh, dear Jesus. And it cuts off my video. Well, I had two choices. I could have just deleted the video or I could have posted it. And I just posted it. And I thought, it cut it off at 15 seconds. But in a way, I was glad that it cut it off, because this is what would happen. If I would have walked in my chicken coop, okay, and videoed a murder scene, guess what? I would have gotten violations for showing dead animals on Facebook or YouTube. I would have gotten a violation. If there was a raccoon in my coop murdering a chicken and I'm in there with the videoing the raccoon killing my chicken, I'm getting a violation. And when I get a violation, my page can get taken down. My page can get taken down. So, like, really, it was a safety thing protecting my page for it to cut it off. Because when I walked, after it cut it off, I was scared to death to walk in my chicken coop. Because this has happened to me before. Okay. I walked into the chicken coop and there was obviously had been a predator inside my coop. There were feathers everywhere, but there was no dead chickens. The chickens were scared, you know whatless. They were scared. They weren't coming off the roost. They were scared to death. So there was obviously a predator in there. But can you imagine if I'd have put it on 60 seconds and I would have walked around and said, okay, we're fixing to go in this coop and there's dead chickens everywhere? I would have had a violation like crazy. Being a creator, you have copyright claims, you get violations. If you say something, if you do something, it's like you get sent to the principal's office. And that's part of being a creator. It is very difficult being a creator. So, needless to say, that's going viral, and I'm getting ripped a new one because I did not go into the chicken coop to show them the murder scene or whatever was going to happen. I didn't show it, and people got mad, and they were saying, I will never watch your videos again because you did this. I will not follow your page. And I'm thinking, thank God, because this would be another person that I'd have to like try to let them figure out who I am. So, like, I feel like it's meant to be. When people say that, I'm like, okay, like but when you comment, you're actually helping me. So if you hate my guts because I didn't show you the murder scene in the chicken coop, like, you shouldn't comment, because not commenting, like, you're helping me when you comment, because you're making my stuff go viral. So it's been a little bit of a crazy couple of days with social media. But the lessons that I've learned are: be true to yourself. If I try to change my funny personality and the way Shane and I flirt to please people that do not know me, boy, am I in trouble. You know, we can't change our personalities and the way we were born, or like we were born with personalities. Some people have a strong personality. Some people are shy. Some people are, it's just different. I mean, we all have different personalities, and I can't adapt my personality to please everybody on social media that I do not know. And neither can you. These people that judge you and these people that think they know what you mean or what even when it's your family, and you get misunderstood, because that's happened to me a lot. I'm misunderstood a lot, and it's because of my personality. But you should not change for anyone but yourself. And as long as you're creating balance and always looking within and going, what do I need to change about myself? What is my ownership in this situation? I've made everyone mad. What is my ownership? My ownership is not everyone understands my person. It's a 20-second video of Shane. No one knows who I am. No one knows who I am. And if you're judged by a 15-second video, wow. Do you really want them in your life? You know? To be the best version of yourself in situations like this is constantly checking yourself. Did I say something out of line? I mean, like I said, I can see why I made people mad in the chicken video. Somebody was saying it was clickbait. I'm like, I look in the mirror and go, did you make that video for clickbait? Well, no. Then don't worry about it. But sometimes when we're people pleasers, we worry about it. I can sit here and say, don't worry about it. You know, if you know your heart and you knew what you meant, don't worry about it. But see, people pleasers worry about it. But it's something that we have to work towards, because worrying about what other people think when you can look in the mirror and you broke everything down, that's something that you need to put on the list that you need to fix about yourself. Because I'm going to tell you, being a people pleaser is not a pleasant place to be. It is, when I tell you to get your notepad out and write down everything you hate about yourself, one of the things I hate about myself is I'm a people pleaser. Another thing I hate about myself is I don't set boundaries. Those are two things that I really need to work towards, because those two things keep me off balance. Because the second I become a people pleaser, I start worrying. And is worrying good for you? No, it's not. It just causes stress and anxiety. Hang on. I can't be the best version of Judy and worry at the same time. But remember when I told you guys that I've learned that you can't worry and be grateful at the same time? Did you hear me? You can't, your brain, there's been studies where you cannot worry and be grateful at the same time. So if you're a people pleaser and you begin to start worrying, start changing the worry to gratefulness. So get your notepad out and write down everything that you're grateful for. So if I'm sitting here worrying about stuff that I can't control, I could sit here and say, man, I can remember the day that I hated having red hair. I can remember being in school, being made fun of for being a redheaded stepchild. And as I've gotten older, I love my red hair. So I'm grateful for having red hair. I am so grateful that the day that I was going to be the Kool-Aid man and I decided I was going to smoke a pack of cigarettes and make myself sick, I'm so grateful for that day. Because from that day when I was throwing up from smoking a pack of cigarettes, it turned me off cigarettes. And I'm so great. Think of stuff like that. Think about what you're grateful for. Think about situations that you've been in Well, you learned something. Like, you know that song Unanswered Prayers? Like, I am so thankful that I did not marry my high school sweetheart. Dear Jesus. Because he is a total, like, I'm a train wreck. He's a total train wreck. I'm so grateful that God broke that up. But I can remember in high school being so beside myself because we broke up. But I'm so grateful. Like, dig for your gratefulness. Because sometimes when you just start going, I'm grateful I woke up. I'm grateful I've got blue eyes. I'm grateful that whatever, my kids are healthy. When it's like little, dig for your gratefulness. Dig. Dig for your gratefulness because it makes you think. If you're just doing short answers, I'm grateful for food. I'm grateful for the trees. I'm grateful for the blue skies. Your brain is not concentrating on what you're grateful for. It's a quick checklist to get your brain off worrying. But if you dig for your gratefulness, go, okay, in childhood, what am I grateful for? Back when you were a little kid, what are you grateful for? Okay. And it makes you think, and your mind gets off worrying because you're trying to think back to childhood. Okay, what was I grateful for in first grade? I'm grateful that the school was doing eye exams, and the school is who found that I had amblyopia in my eye. I'm so grateful that the school was doing eye tests so that my mother could find out how to get my eye treated. You know, like I had to think about it. So it took my mind off the worry and I had to dig for my gratefulness. And when you do that and you exercise, you have to train your brain. Okay. We're all train wrecks. Okay. We have to exercise our brain. We do. And in order to retrain your brain, you have to keep doing it over and over and over and over and over. Because if you don't train your brain, it's going to be accustomed the way it always has been, which is trying to please other people, worry, anxiety. That's the way my brain wants to go because that's what I've done my whole life. So if I'm trying to reprogram this brain, what do I have to do to reprogram this brain to go, okay, Judy, this is something you hate about yourself. So we need to practice this every single day to be the best version of yourself because worry and anxiety is not good for you. And then sit and think, okay, when I'm being a people pleaser, what do I feel like? Like what's going on in my body? When I have worry and anxiety, what does it feel like inside? My stomach hurts. Sometimes I feel like I'm going to throw up. I feel tension in my neck and my shoulders, almost as if I have a crick in my neck. Like, think about what you feel, whatever you're wanting to change about yourself to create the best version of you. Think about what you want to change. Think about what you want to change, write it down, and then break it down. What does it feel like? What does my worry and anxiety look like to other people? What does it feel like inside? What does this look like to other people? When people see me in worry and anxiety, what do I look like to other people? I look like some crazy person. Like I do. When I sit and have anxiety and worry, they're like, because Shane will go, you're worrying about what? This guy told me to shut the F up, Shane. What's his name? I can't remember. It was on Facebook. Judy Seriously? Seriously. Yes, seriously. I mean, I'm just giving you an example. That man did not bother me. I mean, I'm not like sitting around crying over it. But think about what you look like to someone else. When you're in the moment of depression, anxiety, just like depression, if you're sitting on the couch every single day and you have working legs that can get up, but you find yourself in your pajamas till noon every day, sitting on the couch, and by noon you decide to get ready, what do you feel like? What inside your body does it feel like? Okay, I'll just do me for example because I used to do that. When I would get my kids off to school, put myself back in the bed and cry myself to sleep and sleep till 2 o'clock till I had to get up and pretend like I did not sleep all day and go get my kids from school, I felt worthless. I couldn't figure out why I couldn't get my butt out of the bed. It did not feel, I felt worthless. I felt like a terrible mom. I felt like a terrible spouse. I felt like I couldn't figure out what was wrong with me. Okay, what do I look like in the bed till 2 o'clock every single day? What do I look like if someone was to be in the room with me? If my husband could have had glasses on and going, "Hey, why are you still in the bed?" Like, what do I look like? She literally sleeps till 2 o'clock every single day. She really needs to get it together. Like, what do you look like to other people? Break it down. And then imagine yourself balanced. Imagine yourself healed. Imagine yourself where you didn't sleep to 2 o'clock, or you weren't in your pajamas, but every now and then till 2 o'clock, because every now and then you need it, right? But you weren't exercising that every day. Imagine if you forced yourself to get involved in some activity so that you didn't sit on the couch. I remember when I was in the moment of couldn't get out of the bed, I remember going, I really need to get in an activity. I have lost like I'm a gym bug, okay? Been in the gym my whole life. I couldn't even force myself to get to the gym. I was losing interest in things that I loved. And that's when I realized that my depression was spiraling out of control because I know I didn't even want to get a shower. And sometimes we don't realize what we're doing because we're in the moment. We're like, I'm too tired to go to the gym. I'm too tired to get ready. I'm too tired. Like, I'm too tired. And forcing yourself to do something when you don't feel like it is hard. It requires discipline. There's discipline involved in order to get yourself to go, I need to get my crap straight. I know when I was in that moment, I wasn't strong enough to go, I need to get myself up and quit doing this every day. And I know, I will tell you, when I met Shane, I was embarrassed to let him see my depression or my anxiety. Like I was on my best behavior with him. And I can remember, I told you I was not a morning person. I wasn't a morning or night person. I slept a lot. That's how I dealt with depression. I slept all the freaking time. And when I met Shane and he was a morning person, I was like, there's no way I could ever marry this dude. He gets up at 5 o'clock every freaking morning. I can remember talking to him and going, listen, we're not made the same. I can't keep up with you. And I can remember sitting him down. We had been dating a couple months, and we were kind of starting to say I love you and stuff like that. And I was like, I need to tell him the truth about my depression. That I need to be just honest. And if he decides to stick with me, he sticks with me. And I remember sitting him down at the kitchen table. We were at his house. I said, I need to tell you something. He said, what? I said, I just feel like I need to be honest with you about some things about myself that I struggle with. And he was like, what? He was expecting, I don't know what he was expecting, to be honest. And I was scared, had anxiety, scared to tell him. And he was like, what is wrong? And I said, I'm on my best behavior with you, and I don't know if I can maintain it. He was like, what? I said, I have depression bad. And I have fought it since high school. I've had an eating disorder, and I'm like, I need to tell you something. I've been in the hospital several times for depression. If you want to break up with me, I understand. But I need to be honest with you. It's something that I've had a hard time controlling my whole life. And he was like, okay. Because Shane has never seen me sick. He's seen little battles of depression, but Shane has never seen me sick. Because Shane, I would be embarrassed if I had to go inpatient and I was married to Shane. Because Shane makes me want to be a better person. I don't know why. And he's the only person I've ever been around that I feel like that around. That my husband that I was married to for 15 years, I was in the hospital all the time. Yes, for depression. And so, I have spent a lot of time working on myself to say to myself, I tell you, I wake up every morning and I'm a train wreck. I say that funny. No, it's the truth. When I say I'm a train wreck every morning, you have to know that I'm being truthful. I wake up and I'm jacked up every single morning. And this is what I do. I can't do this. I don't know what to do. I can't go live. I cannot do this today. I cannot. I don't know what to do. I have a field trip today. Oh, dear Jesus. I cannot go out there and pretend like everything's okay, because it's not. That is what I do. And it's really crazy, because if someone books a field trip with me in the moment, I'm like, oh, yay. I got Meek Elementary coming. And then days leading up to it, I'm like, oh my God, I hope it rains. Oh my gosh, I don't know. I can't do this. I hope it rains. I hope it pours down rain. And I hope I get to cancel this field trip because I can't do it. I don't know what to do. And I'm like 90 to nothing every day. But see, that's where I tell you the truth, because I don't want you to feel alone. If you wake up a train wreck every day, guess what? Me too. Welcome to the train wreck, okay? The train wreck party. But I've learned that there's a lot I have to do to take care of myself. That includes crazy stuff like if I eat wrong, I tell you. If I eat lots of sugar or gorge myself eating, guess what? I'm going to be it is almost like I have stuck heroin in my veins. Okay? I'm not good at that. I can't eat wrong. It's like I've learned that is a huge trigger for my mental health. And you've got to learn yourself to know what your triggers are. Shane triggers me like wildfire with my insecurities. He didn't do it on purpose, but he does. Shane is successful. I don't feel like I'm successful. I feel like sometimes I'm like, I have really jacked my freaking life up. I have made wrong decisions my whole life. Like sometimes I sit there and tell myself that. But that's not true. I've worked 2 jobs my whole entire life. You know, I have to work on the balance. And physically, I have to make myself walk 10,000 steps a day, which is not hard for me to do. And I have to eat right. And I have to drink my water. That's how I work on myself physically, is trying to make good decisions with every single thing that goes in my mouth. Does that mean I'm perfect? Does that mean I don't eat Yes, I eat cupcakes. I eat in moderation. Okay, I have to. Mentally, I go to counseling once a week, every week. Every week. If I don't, I'm all out of balance. So there's physically, there's mentally, emotionally. My emotions freaking lie to me. My emotions tell me I'm going to be homeless. My emotions tell me I'm worthless. My emotions tell me that nobody likes me. My emotions just flat out lie to me. So with my emotions, this is what I have to do. And I'm not joking. I have to go, I need to check the facts. And I have to literally sit here in the mirror and go, okay, Judy. Okay. You're sitting here worrying about, let's just say, being homeless. Judy, do you really think you're going to be homeless? Like, really? Like, let's just talk about it. And I have to have conversations with myself with my emotions. And I have to say, okay, let's talk about where these fears come from. The fear of being homeless comes from your mom being sick when you were in high school and you lost it. Your parents being divorced, your grandparents passing away, your mom and your dad passing away when you were young. Those fears that's where the homeless, you're not going to be homeless. And then I'm like, okay, I tell y'all this too. All right, dude, Judy, you're homeless. What's your backpack look like? What is your backpack? So then I'll start playing games with myself. Well, if I was homeless, I would definitely want a pink or purple backpack. Okay. So I can see myself homeless. I would definitely have Cynthia hair and I would have my backpack on. And where would you live? Well, I'd probably live under the interstate, and I can see myself having meetings with the homeless people. Like I could see me head of the homeless people saying, okay, y'all, we're better than this. Let's put our brains together and figure out how we're going to get our next meal. We're not begging for money. We're going to go out there and we're going to work for it. We're going to pick up trash. We're going to mow. I don't know. We're going to mow lawns and ask to use their lawnmower, and we're going to give them a discount. Like we're going to figure out how to put our brains together and work towards this. We're getting off the street. Like I can see me doing that. And when I sit here and work on my emotions, I sit there, I have to literally check the facts and break it down and go, okay, what is the truth? Because your emotions lie to you. If you go by your emotions, you're going to be screwed up and off balance. Okay. Spiritually. The biggest thing that I work on myself spiritually is a lot of times people that are spiritual, if you talk to them, to me, they put a lot of pressure on me. You need to read God's word every day. You need to be in prayer constantly. And I have learned that that makes me feel pressured when people do that to me. When I go into church and everyone is like, oh, come join the church, get in our Sunday school class, join the choir. I'm like, no, get away from me. I cannot breathe. That is not good for my spiritual health. I have learned for myself the best thing I can do to exercise my spiritual health is to be alone with God. Because I've realized that God created my brain. God created this brain. He knows the sickness that's in my head. And so when I go to the creek or go into my farm and I can look around and go, Judy, you have 3 pigs. And I will start dying laughing. Oh my God, I have 3 pigs. Oh my God, I am sitting here scratching a donkey's butt. That is when I can see God's goodness, because I've never wanted that. And that's when I can get in the moment and go, okay, I just need some alone time with God. I need to feel his love. I can see God all in my farm. So that's how I begin to work on myself spiritually. Now, does my model of balance look like yours? No. You're different from me. Your personality is different from me, but you've got to learn to work on your balance in order to keep yourself stable. And the second one thing goes off, let's say it's my birthday and I eat a piece of cake and then I can't control myself and I lay in the bed going, oh dear God, there's cake in the kitchen. I've got to go eat a cake. And then all of a sudden my physical balance goes, and then I'm like this and I'm like, oh dear God, I've got to get myself back in balance. And it may take me 2 weeks to get myself back in balance. But where you go wrong is giving up. And I don't even have any mascara on. I'm out here just preaching and it's time to go. And I'm just keeping y'all longer than normal. Giving up and saying, this is just who I am. I'm going to be like this the rest of my life. I hate the way I look, and this is the way I'm going to be the rest of my life. I've tried every diet in the world, and it doesn't work. That is your emotions lying to you. They're straight up lying to you. I'm here to tell you that you can do anything that you set your mind to. If I can do it, you can do it. I wake up jacked up every single day. If I can do it, you can do it. And if you're like, I need encouragement, man, I can't get out of these pajamas. You would be surprised if you just Googled free things around you. Just Google it. Free things to do around you. You would be surprised at what you can get yourself involved in. Ceramics, dance, aerobics, volunteer at the animal shelter. There's like so many things that you can do that will bring you to, I want to be a better person. And I don't want to talk to nobody. I don't want to talk to a dang person. I just want to be by myself and get to mindfulness. You would be surprised if you go to the animal shelter or you go to your local pond somewhere in a neighborhood or a park and all the ducks are there. If you go to the animal shelter and say, I would like to sign up to walk the dogs, you would be surprised at the connection and the mindfulness that you will get given back to an animal that has no family. Or a duck that was dumped off at a lake and you're not surrounded by people. It's you and that rescue dog, or it's you and those ducks out there feeding the ducks every day. Next thing you know, you're out there naming the duck, going, oh, she's my favorite. She didn't have a top beak. I'm going to make sure I feed her every day. And you don't have to talk to nobody. There are plenty of things to do in your community where you're needed. When you're sitting on the couch, depressed, being a people pleaser, worrying about this, that, and the other, is the moment you get yourself all out of balance. But the moment you say, you know what, I'm going to go help someone today. I'm going to go help the rescue. I'm going to go feed the ducks at the pond. I'm going to go visit the elderly at the nursing home that doesn't have family. You know what? Christmas is coming up. Christmas will be here. There are people in the nursing home that absolutely have no family. There are people in the group home that come here that absolutely have no family. And this year, I'm going to try to rally up and I'm going to try to get people to help me make their Christmas. You can do that right there in your community. There are group homes in your community that have no family. There are people in the nursing home with no family, and you can go make their day. Go in the nursing home and say, hey, if you could sit on Santa Claus's lap, what would you tell me you wanted? And what'll bring tears to your eyes is when they go, colors in a coloring book. And you're like, I can go to the dollar store and spend $2 on colors and a coloring book and make this lady's Christmas for $2. There's things you can do. So if you quit concentrating on yourself per se and get yourself making difference in other people's life, you'll be surprised at how balanced you'll be. So today is Monday, start of a new week. You know, that's usually the day we start over. I'm going to go on a diet, or I'm going to give up this, or whatever it is. Don't smoke cigarettes and be the Kool-Aid man, okay? If you're going to be the Kool-Aid man, give up the cigarettes, okay? But you have choices. You do. Part of being balanced is dancing. So you can sit it out and stay in your pajamas till noon, or you can get out and go feed the ducks. I love you guys, and I'll see y'all Wednesday. Bye.